Working in New York and London, I can tell you that 30% of my clientele is models and actors, but a solid 70% are regular people of all ages and body types. And I can guarantee that there are gorgeous people who are not photogenic and other people that are not that attractive, but are extremely photogenic. And it happens, Dr. Solomon, because being photogenic means three things. At first, you know your face very well. You know what works for you, and you know how to deliver it on camera. The second is that if you know what you're doing, you're comfortable in front of the camera. So you also look very confident. That's very important. And finally, you are able to engage with your viewer in a way that they're going to look at your photo and forget it's a photo. So you don't need to be attractive. Be intriguing, be charming. Let me look at your face and try to guess what you're up to. That's what being photogenic truly is.
That sounds very promising and interesting. So what would you say to some who may think that this is just by the dimension of our faces and some features, and they can never be photogenic? How can we turn a non-photogenic facial feature into a photogenic one if this is possible?
Oh, that's a great question. A great question. In my method, there is something called body mapping that's essential, and it helps exactly that. And what it is whether or not you love your features, in over 20 years of experience, I noticed that the more familiar you are with your body, the best you can use it. So my first recommendation is taking photos of yourself. This is what the body mapping is, how it starts. You take several photos of yourself facing your camera, then on your right side and your left side. And in each position, you should take one shot looking serious for each one of them, and others with different smiles. The first one is going to be a tiny smile, not showing your teeth, just like. Then you're going to do a medium smile. That's the one we use more often. And then finally, you're going to do like a very large, exaggerated smile. This one is more like an exercise, but you're going to learn a lot from this one. So for this final one, I want you to picture a toothpaste commercial. You're going to open your mouth like you're laughing and say, yeah. A lot of people think that in this kind of commercials, we photographers, we are going to be photographing somebody, some model, until we get it. When actually we train them to just hold it together and do it well. So when you do this, a lot of lines and the sound itself, it goes through your cheeks and keeps your eyes alive. So try to do this, and it seems artificial, but for many of you, you'll find that it's going to look like a photographer caught you in the middle of a natural laughter, and it looks great. So what you do after you have this collection of photos, your body mapping, instead of deleting the bad photos, what we all do, right?
Exactly,
Yes.
Lisa.
Yeah, you're going to study your photos, and you're going to write down what works great and what doesn't. But I'd like you to really think about it. If you hate one pose, think about what you're doing there, what you're doing with your eyes, with your mouth, and make a conscious effort next time not to do it again. And the same will go for what works. I would like you to try to extract from that collection 2 or 3 poses that you like. And I want you to think about what you did to achieve them. And from now on, every time you're in front of a camera, you're going to repeat only that one. So, for example, let's say I loved my smile on my left side, my median smile, and my chin a little bit down, and my eyes slightly closed. I should write it down. So when I'm doing this analysis, I pick that one for a reason. So you just remember pose number 1, pose number two. If you even look at superstars, Brad Pitts, everybody, one of my mentors in the past, he did a study of 50 years of Brad Pitt.
Mm.
And the guy was gorgeous, as everybody knows, but he was a little bit plain in just faces. So somebody taught him how to just do a little bit more like this with his eyes and certain smiles. And if you look at his photos, like he repeats the 2, 3 poses all the time until now. So it really goes very well. So if you know what works from you, it's one of those 3 things that we mentioned in the beginning. You repeat that, and it's going to become second nature for you. With that, you're not going to only be able to become photogenic, but you learn how to highlight your great features and downplay the ones that you're not so crazy about.